Hello everyone. In the last lecture, we had seen design of the shaft on the strength basis and the rigidity basis. So in this lecture, we are going to see how to use the ASME code, that is design of the shaft by using the ASME code, that is American Society for Mechanical Engineers, right? So one important approach of this designing the transmission of the shaft is to use this ASME code, and just now I said that ASME means it is American Society of Mechanical Engineers, right? So this is one of the approaches which they are following to design the shaft, right? Now, according to this code, whatever the permissible shear stress that we are using for the shaft, and again here are the two different cases are there. Means when shaft we are using with key, or the second one is if there is no any key weight, right? So in the shaft what we are doing, we are providing the key in between the shaft and the coupling, right? So the two types it offers, one with key and second one is the without key, right? So here first if we consider that the permissible shear stress for the shaft considering without key weight, means there is no any key weight on the shaft. At that time what we use, we take 30% of its yield strength in the tension, and it is 18% of the ultimate tensile strength of the material, means 30% of the SYT or 18% of the SUT that we will take. And again here whichever is the lower out of these two, whatever the value we will get, and whichever the lower value that we are taking. So therefore what we have to see that if we are using without keyway, there is no any keyway in the shaft, then either 30% of the SYT or 18% of SUT. So therefore we can take, that is the maximum shear stress which we allow is 30%, means it is 0.3 times SYT, and if you take the tau max, that is the 0.18, that is 18%, just we said it is SUT, so 0.18 times SUT. Or if you check the tensile strength, then it is 0.6 times SYT and 0.36 times SUT. So these are the permissible value, that is the tau max or sigma T maximum when we use this ASME code. Now see, this is the shaft and here is the pulley, and in between we are using the key to transmit the power from shaft to the pulley, and as we are providing the key, here the material resisting the area of this shaft, it will decrease and the power transmitting capacity it reduces, right? So therefore again whenever there is the key in the shaft, then again we have to reduce the value, right? That is the second case we say when there is a shaft with key weights, right? So if the keyway is present, then the above value are to be reduced by 25%. What is the above value? Means without key we have taken 0.30 times of the SYT. Again 25% we are reducing, right? So whatever the value we got by 0.3 multiplying factor, again we are reducing it by 25%. So whenever there is the keyway. Now according to this ASME code, the two things, that is the bending and the torsional moments, are to be multiplied by the factor Kb and Kt. So respectively for what purpose? To account whatever the shock occurs in that and the fatigue when it is operating right condition. So these two factors, Kb, that is the shock and fatigue factor, that we have to consider. So now we know the basic equation, maximum stress in the shaft is equal to, whenever there is a combined load, that is sigma 1 is equal to sigma x by 2 plus under root sigma x by 2 bracket square plus it is the tau t square, that is the sigma x tensile, this is the torque we can say. Then the bending moment, instead of this if we put the bending moment, then the 16 pi d cube mb plus under root mb square plus tau square. So as just now we had said that Kb and Kt factor we have to add here. So again here in case of the maximum shear stress, we are already aware these two equations. Now here as per the ASME code, this Kb and Kt, these two factors we have to add, right? So whatever the normal equations we are having, in that we have to add Kb and Kt. Now see, just now we said Kb is what? It is the combined shock and fatigue factor applied to the bending moment, and Kt, that is again combined shock and fatigue factor applied to the torsional moment. So as here is the bending moment and the torsional moments are there, in that whatever the shock and fatigue is there, that multiplying factor we have to multiply. So here additional factor is what? Here is the bending moment Mb, so therefore we are multiplying it by Kb. Again here is the bending moment, so for this we are multiplying just Kb. And as this is the torsional, so therefore we are multiplying it by Kt. So therefore the maximum allowable stress here, if you get 16 pi d cube in bracket Kb into Mb plus under root Kb into Mb its bracket square plus Kt into T to this torque its bracket square. So this is the maximum tensile stress you will get. And similarly in case of the maximum shear stress, if you want to find out, again right, here is the Mb, so bending moment, then we have to multiply it by Kb, and here is the torsional moment, so that we have to multiply it by Kt. So therefore the maximum shear stress induced with this, you will get the 16 pi d cube in bracket under root Kb into Mb its bracket square plus Kt into T its bracket square. So in this way we can find out the maximum allowable tensile stress or the shear stress in the shaft by considering this ASME code, and again the fatigue and the shock factor, right. Now here whatever the Kb and Kt are there, right, that bending and the torsional, that the fatigue and shock factor, it depends upon the types of the load. Depending upon the types of the load, we assume. Suppose when we are applying the load, it is gradually applied load. At that time, the Kb value we have to take 1.5 and Kt value we have to take it as a 1. And if the load changes, instead of the gradually, if we are applying the load, suddenly applied load, at that time the Kb value it becomes 1.5 to 2 in the range, right, and the Kt value it is in 1 to 1.5, that is the range. And if the load instead of the suddenly, it is the what you can say heavily shock applied, right, then this Kp and Kt it will varies, instead of 1.5 now it becomes in the range 2 to 3. So you can select the Kb value in between 2 to 3, and the Kt value you can select in between 1.5 to 3. So this is the table from which you can select the value of Kb and Kt based upon the type of the load which you applied on the shaft.